One's headed upstairs, I'm clearing. Police!
In the following video, 2 night security guards patrol an old abandoned building in Denver, Colorado that was a school until the 1970s. Later became a residence for sisters called Seton House. Then, in 1982, turned into a homeless shelter before it closed and sat empty while waiting for renovations. During the evening round, the guards captured something chilling.
What? Hello? Is there someone in there? Oh, it feels kind of eerie. You get a weird feeling over here, like a weird vibe.
Crawl into that hole, babe. I'm gonna knock the door, okay?
He moved through the place. He stepped into a small open area. And a figure that looked like a woman was just standing there in a black dress. What makes it stranger is that she does not seem to cast any shadow. And on a closer look, her skin appears very pale gray with a disturbing look. Moments after the camera caught the figure, it was gone. The guards later said they did not see anyone with his own eyes at the time. He thinks he recorded a lost soul tied to the long story of Seton House. Could this be possible? The following was a submission by Eric. He was saying it was captured by a police officer who answered a call from an unknown person who believed an intruder was entering the home. After searching the entire house, the officer reports seeing someone run toward the back of the property.
One's headed upstairs, I'm clearing. Police! Continuing.
Police, let me see your hands! Don't move! Oh, hell. Suspect's fleeing toward the back stairwell. Need another unit here, now! I'm in the northwest hallway, old house up.
The creepy part is the officer apparently never noticed the shadow sliding past the kitchen table on camera. No one at all was found inside the house, but one can clearly see somebody rapidly walking around the table with a white object in hand and then disappearing towards another room. So the question remains, what exactly happened in that home that night? And who or what is the strange shadow? Could this be a paranormal incident? Or is there another explanation? This clip was submitted by a man who works as a night officer at a neighborhood pub in town. He says since starting at the old pub, which staff say is haunted, he has felt like something attached to him. One night he heard loud banging from the main floor of his house and grabbed his phone. He began recording to document the moment as it unfolded from start to finish. He adds he did not see the shadow enter his room, which makes the footage even creepier. In the clip, the shadow darted in, then its head peeked from the side for a second on camera. It is flat out terrifying. A night officer at a retail store had a disturbing incident unfold during his latest shift. It happened in the toy section.
Esa puta muñeca la que ríe, güey. Mira, se está moviendo, güey. Se está moviendo, güey.
At first it looked like a fluke, a toy switching on by itself, maybe just a glitch. But the worry grew when, on another night, the following scene unfolded.
Apenas vengo grabando. Está la verga. Pero bueno, en fin. ¿Qué puedo hacer?
What seemed like a fluke turned into long, uneasy nights that made no sense at all. Some called it random, while others thought an unknown presence was setting off the toys to get the guard's attention and let him know he was being watched. The next clip comes from an overnight cemetery guard. One evening during his patrol, he filmed a walkthrough for his brother-in-law to show the crematorium on the grounds. He says the place turns truly unsettling after dark, so he wanted to explain why he dislikes checking that section. For anyone who does not know, a crematorium is where the dead are cremated and reduced to ash. Those ashes are placed into urns that families later keep. As he keeps the camera rolling, this is what ends up on video.
They turn off automatically at a certain hour. And I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna walk you through now, I have a friend that works that he would see and hear things coming from these furnaces when they're burning the bodies. So when I'm walking through here, they usually put the urns out to send to the families. So when I'm walking here at night, I walk right by these urns that they put on these tables here. And then I come down, freaking out.
The room already felt eerie, and what happens next makes it worse. As he passes the furnaces, something odd occurs, and the mic captures it.
Now I have a friend that works.
It still is not over, because moments later, something else occurs. The lid on the urn slowly begins to open by itself. He takes off running in a panic and then stops to catch his breath. And seeing that, it looks as if someone had stepped out from inside. With no way to explain any of it, he clocks out on the spot and tells his boss what happened. And it is clear the guard plans to keep his distance from that area. Little else is known about that night, or why the urn seemed to come alive. Now to a case shared by Maria, a night officer who went through very strange events inside a hospital that was days away from being fully abandoned. This is only half of what she lived through inside the building.
Haz de cuenta que yo me metí aquí, a la madre, y me asomé aquí, pero no me asomé hasta acá, me asomé así nada más y cerré la puerta para limpiar el baño. Y me metí a limpiar el baño y miré que se estaba sentando aquí y dije, de querer ir al baño. Y cerré, o sea, yo estaba encerrada. Y cuando salí del baño me asomé y miré que no había nada. Ay, no, me voy a salir de aquí.
Maria had moments like these, seeing strange shadows slip out of sight in seconds along the halls. But it would not remain only in her memory, because one night a co-worker on shift filmed the very thing they feared. A strange figure appeared at the far end of the corridor. Someone or something at the end of the hall seemed to hide. What troubled the most was that no one was assigned to that area and no one was working in that section of the hospital at that time. In fact, when this was recorded, the hospital had already been cleared out completely. There is one more detail in this video that Maria shares, and it is even more unsettling when you hear it. Listen to her statement.
El hospital ahorita está totalmente abandonado. Yo todos los videos que subí los grabé en una ocasión que me tocó trabajar de noche. El video ese lo tomó una pasante porque en ese momento el hospital ya estaba abandonado, solamente quedaba la cocina, pero la cocina estaba en el piso de arriba, todo lo de abajo estaba abandonado y de verdad que no había nadie. Donde supuestamente se mira que se mete una persona, hay una pared. Si lo ponen lento se van a dar cuenta que hay una pared.
It really does look as if that silhouette crossed through the wall before it reached the corner of the hallway. Some say it could be leftover energy from patients who spent their final seconds within these walls, or even aware entities that have not left a place marked by pain, illness, and loss. This recording was shared by a Brazilian fire crew who, in the middle of the night, received a desperate call from a woman. With a trembling voice, she asked for help, saying she was trapped inside the local cemetery. The firefighters headed out at once and ran into something unsettling.
Olha a situação na noite dessa quinta-feira, gelada, nublada. O corpo de bombeiros foi chamado por uma mulher trancada aqui dentro do cemitério. Os bombeiros estão aqui, mas não conseguiram localizar ninguém. Eles receberam a ligação, a mulher ligando, falando, eu estou trancada aqui no cemitério. Olha aí. Olha aí, ó. O pessoal tá procurando aqui. Até agora, ninguém localizado. Os bombeiros já foram pro outro portão aqui e ninguém foi visto aqui no local.
Cara, não parece uma pessoa lá? Lá, olha lá, bem onde você tá iluminando. Do lado direito ali, ó, parado de pé lá.
Será? Não, né?
Olha lá pra você ver, ó.
Não, cara, não tem nada não, cara.
Vai lá? Olha lá. Tá vendo? Parece ser uma pessoa, mas tá lá.
Acho que é ilusão de ótica por causa da lanterna, cara. Alguma coisa, cara. Acho que não é não.
Então, a gente recebeu uma solicitação de que uma pessoa ficou presa dentro do cemitério e disse que o pessoal tinha saído, trancado do cemitério e ela ficou presa lá dentro.
The firefighters found absolutely no one. The most disturbing part comes next. The call record remained in the system. The signal trace pointed to one exact spot, the cemetery itself. That raises a troubling question. Who or what could have placed that call from a place where no one was present? It is worth noting this would not be the first report of a ghost call. Voices captured on recorders, messages with no sender, and phone signals traced to sites where nobody is around have been reported before. Guess this one will remain a mystery. Now to the case of Red Anderson, a United States Air Force doctor who says very strange things have started to happen at his workplace. The odd moments kept happening more often, and one night Red ended up truly scared while he was filming a quick message for his wife about how he was doing.
But yeah, there's that. Anyway, I just had to check the SEMA real quick. So I'll be home in a sec, but I love you crazy.
Did you catch it? Behind the doorframe in the back, a dark shape appeared as if it were watching him. Two small shining eyes showed through the darkness and then, within seconds, slipped out of sight. At the same time, a strange sound could be heard, like someone moving around in the same room.
I love you crazy.
He found no sign of anyone or anything in the area. The most troubling part is that when he reviewed the clip, the figure you can see does not look human at all. It looks like something else, something supernatural. As often happens in cases like this, it may not be the first time this presence showed up, and more likely it is the first time Red noticed it, and it has been nearby for a while. It could have been following him for days, or months, or even for years. Nobody will ever know for sure. A police cruiser recorded the following clip. It happened in Arizona on a road known for many crashes. That road is called Lower Buckeye. Just last year, someone passing through caught something odd on a dash cam. A female officer drove that stretch without knowing she was about to see something disturbing. She was on the route people call haunted when her dash cam suddenly captured this. The camera picks up something on the roadside. It flashes by fast, but if you slow it down, you can make out a hunched shape. It is hard to read. Yet many viewers think it points to something supernatural, especially after the figure seems to appear out of nowhere in front of the first car. With so many night stories tied to this place, she feels whatever it was could not be explained. Whether that is true or not, one thing seems clear. Whoever or whatever showed up scared someone badly. So who or what was seen late at night in the middle of nowhere? The next clip takes place inside a home that has been under renovation for a long time. The footage is shot by a security supervisor who was brought on recently for this property. He never thought this job would be the reason he no longer wants to be there by himself. One afternoon, while he was on a solo shift, odd noises started up from inside.
But yeah. Whoa, what? That's what I'm talking about. You guys heard that? Whoa. I don't want to go up there. I do not.
He says no one else was in the house. The owner and the regular crew were gone for the weekend, which did nothing to calm his nerves. If the place was empty, then what was making the sounds? Maybe a trespasser slipped in without being seen, though what happens next makes the clip far creepier and suggests it might not be a person. After hearing what sounded like footsteps, he turns the camera toward the basement. He explains that a few days earlier he had another scare down there.
I've seen like an elbow leave this room, but there's nobody else that lives here. This is my client's house. Oh, I swear. Oh my God. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. This is shaking. There's nobody else in the house with me. I swear. This is where I heard those footsteps at. Oh, it's coming from here. Oh, there's a little... Oh my goodness. That right there. That right there is always... I'm sorry, I can't even talk right. Doing this job out here, look at... See this job? I'm doing this right here. Thing's still shaking, dude. I can't even look at it. Oh, maybe some of these objects were haunted. What the Yo, this is moving and this is moving. Why isn't this one moving? I'm used to this already. You know what I mean? Like, don't follow me home.
At this moment, the break-in theory flips into something different. More than one light begins to swing on its own. To make matters worse, as the first fixture keeps swaying, a sudden clatter comes from the display cabinet behind him. The whole ordeal leaves him badly shaken. He keeps working there because of the contract. And for now, to his relief, nothing else has happened since. Yet the question remains, what exactly took place inside this house? While checking an old UK hotel, a security guard filmed something truly bizarre. During a routine inspection of what should have been an empty room, the footage shows an odd figure just standing there, facing the wall. Within seconds, this shape completely vanishes from sight. The security worker who recorded this is convinced they witnessed something supernatural. Given the hotel's reputation for being haunted, perhaps this adds another chapter to the building's eerie history. A security guard was making his usual rounds through the graveyard one night when something caught his attention. Movement among the headstones. While trespassers aren't unheard of, what he discovered when he shined his flashlight toward the motion was far more unsettling. The footage shows the moment when his light beam caught something ducking behind a gravestone, but it wasn't any ordinary trespasser. Whatever was peering back at him from behind that headstone left the experienced guard completely shaken. Could it have been someone playing a prank in the cemetery after hours? Or maybe, given the location, was it something more supernatural lurking among the graves? The guard, who's used to working these lonely night shifts, had never encountered anything like this before, and he still can't explain what kind of presence he caught watching him from the shadows that night. A man began hearing odd noises coming from his bedroom window late at night. When he looked out, he spotted a disturbing scene framed in the window across the street that made his skin crawl. It seemed like his neighbor was literally struggling against something evil inside the room.
Yeah, but do you see that in the window?
What was going on over there? The whole scene was deeply unsettling. It looked as if his neighbor stood before a very tall, malevolent presence that towered over him. Something about it felt unreal and completely out of place. Even though everything grew calm a few minutes later, the man called the authorities without any hesitation at all. When officers arrived, the lights inside the house were completely off and the windows were dark. They knocked several times and no one answered from within. Nothing more is known about this case, but that shadow was infernal and unforgettable. Some think it looked like a battle against the demonic, right there in that room. What you are about to see is a set of clips that an American woman and her husband recorded inside an Airbnb that is a little over 260 years old. You can imagine the kind of stories that might have unfolded behind these walls, but there is more. This house holds a collection of antique dolls, dozens of porcelain faces with fixed puzzling stares, creating a charged atmosphere that is hard to describe. The woman rented the place for a month, and that is when she began to notice that strange events were happening in the home. Bit by bit, the signs piled up, and every clue seemed to point to one spot, the attic. Did you catch it? At the end of the clip, seconds before the video stops, one of the dolls shows up on the window quilt, even though moments earlier nothing was there. The worst part came the following night. Watch what comes next, because this is a night tour through a home that, remember, is more than 260 years old. That walkthrough was more than chilling, and I'm afraid this was not all. As the days passed and they grew used to the rooms and workspaces, whatever was inside seemed to learn the couple's routine and started to bother them, especially her. You have to see what happened one night as they were about to go to sleep.
If you were to ask me what I'm doing right now, I would tell you that obviously I am hiding in the closet that's in between my office and my husband's office because I wanted to scare my husband and pop out because I thought it would be funny. I would proceed to tell you that I heard footsteps. I have my retainers in, bear with me. I heard footsteps coming into my office, and that's how I knew he was coming. But then I realized I've been standing in here for like 3 minutes now, and I took a peek out there, and there's nobody out there. And then I would tell you that I received a text from my husband probably 1 minute ago saying, "Hey, when are you coming back downstairs? It's bedtime." So am I a little bit frightened to come out of the closet? No pun intended. Right now? Yes. Yes, I am. Especially considering this door leads into my husband's art studio, which always feels weird. Those that know, know. I was kind of hoping that since I didn't respond to my husband's text that he would then actually come upstairs and fetch me, but I guess not. Susanna, please. Were you upstairs just now?
Upstairs?
Yeah.
No.
Perfect.
The case is still unfolding, and it looks like the couple will document everything that happens during their stay. Perhaps because the energy stored up over the years in this old property shows itself to guests through strange and troubling events that grow harder to ignore.